Baby, 2000% SPX end of day. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know where to find me. Y'all know where to find me at. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, man, let's get into the day. Let's see what happened today, man. Today was pretty crazy. Not gonna lie. The put swings actually ended up working 800%. So those actually was a banger. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and I really slept again. I overslept all day. I didn't wake up till probably like 10 o'clock, 10:30. So I woke up and it was kind of like down here over here. But same thing kind of happened today that we always talk about, right? That pre-market range was already established. What did we do? Sweep the. I wish I would have been up. Swept the lows, swept the highs, end up in the middle, right? We do this very, 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 very often, right? So today was one of those sideways days where you just wait for it, honestly. And yeah, that's pretty much all we did. We still caught, 100% to the upside, multiple 100% to the downside, and then SPX end of day. That last 1 minute. The reason why we took this was a beautiful bear flag and our nice target underneath that 737.70 or something like that? Yeah, right up in here. There we go. Yeah, so once we got up here, VWAP 2, rejection. This is already a beautiful play. Already getting set up, right? Nice little bear flag. But, and we're below everything, right? Below the EMAs, below VWAP, below everything. VIX was popping, right? Everything told us, hey, might be getting a little dumpy towards the end of the day, right? So it's pretty cool. But let's get into the game plan, man. As far as what's going on, what this really means, right? It is still a little frustrating that most of the day is chopped. Like, you do get this move. But I was asleep through both of these, so I didn't catch anything of this. But even just looking back at it, like, this is terrible. Slow. You know what I'm saying? It's like you finally get those candles. I prefer, and then look, you chop all day, and then finally, bro, I was almost about to cut these, bro. I was like, bro, this is taking forever. Because the reason why we got in here, I went live earlier, right? We took these puts here off of this rejection, all right? We were like, hey, if it comes up, sweeps the top, then we'll go ahead and go. But then it swept the top, and it just took forever, bro. I'm like, come on, man, what's going on? And then finally, we ended up getting a nice little dump towards the downside. But yeah, other than SPX, that pretty much, the swings, and then the last literally 30 seconds of the day. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, that last, literally 30 minutes of the day was nuts, man. And I was telling people in the chat, I'm like, hey, on this retest, let's look for some shorts, you know what I'm saying? Because we had already had this 15-minute sort of breakdown, right? We had this you draw a little trend line from here to here. Right? You got a nice little breakdown retest. So on this retest, I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Look, I don't know. We might still chop some more. I don't know. I can't tell the future. Nobody can. So we'll just have to see it play out. And then thankfully it ended up playing out, right? So we already had our nice little levels to aim for either 740s or 730s if we could not reclaim. So once we did, it was a little easier, and we still caught bags to the upside. Oop. Still caught bags to the upside. What time was this? This was at 11. Little bagger, you see it. But yeah, other than that, man, it was pretty slow. So yeah, this is what I was talking about where we ended up waiting for those puts. Roughly around, goodness gracious, what's wrong with this thing today? Yeah. Right. See, this when I posted it, and then that's when I was like, I think it was 140, and then I was like, hey, we'll probably go ahead and get ready for these. And then still ended up going crazy. 112% on those. But yeah, it was a beautiful play. And then, like I said, that end of day, literally, I don't know why it won't focus today. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it says 259 and 257. There we go. Those are the entries for those SPXs. And yeah, you see what happened, right? 73.75s was our contract. So those actually went nuts. If you got in at the very, very, very top of that, it was like 2,000%. But most of them went only 800%, 900%. But either way it goes, doesn't matter. Profit is profit. Do what you do. But yeah, man, this chop, man, I ain't gonna lie, this chop is getting pretty crazy. We get the move either in the beginning of the day or overnight, and then we just chop, right? Like even today, we didn't really do anything on the day. Everything happened overnight, right? Same thing as the past couple days. Range. Overnight or beginning of the day, range, open pump, open dump, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really directional, right? And we don't really like that. But the good thing is we actually did close below that June 5th candle, right? So we're still below it. We're still close to it. So, If they want to gap us up, they'll probably still gap us back inside of this candle, right? I'm so tired of this candle. I prefer if we just finally pick a direction, right? Because look, this one candle from here to here. We swept the low, swept the high, swept the low again. So now I'm like, are we gonna finally get some push through? We're gonna finally crack through and go to the 724, or not? Are we gonna reclaim and then PCE is gonna magically close us back up to highs, right? Remember, you still have to remember that we also have a very nice monthly candle getting ready to close, right? We have 7 days, but the weekend is the first. Is it the weekend the first? Hold on, let me see. Before don't quote me on that. Let me make sure I know what I'm talking about. Oh no, the first is a Wednesday. Well, this is the last full week, is what I mean, before the monthly close. So this is the last full week, and then next week you'll get, that in the middle of next week we'll get the open of the new month. But this is the last weekly close for this month. So I am still expecting some sort of volatility. And like I said, bro, I'm not really tripping too much about, if it goes down, and still having a bullish outlook on it so far. Because like I said, pullbacks are natural in bull markets, right? And we're not really erasing any major gains, right? We haven't taken out the swing low, right? We haven't taken out the all-time high. So if anything, we're still just range bound, right? That's what I keep saying. So this is why the price action is kind of being choppy all day, and it's up and it's down every candle. And this is why when I went live earlier, I was like, hey, this moves up to happen in the next 15-30, cut it, call it, right? Because you don't want to just spend all day like, you know what I'm saying? Because it does get frustrating, like especially even when you set alerts sometimes, like even when our alerts get hit, they'll trigger and then and then nothing will still really happen. It'll close in the range. Thankfully today we actually did trigger the alert and then trigger that lower alert. So thankfully it didn't do us too bad today. But yesterday, oh goodness gracious, this range was terrible. I was like, all right, set an alert here. Oh no, I had the first one set, I think over here at the open. Yeah, I had one set here, and then I had one down here. And that thing would just trigger, and we wasn't going nowhere. So, it could have been worse. Price action could have been a lot worse. But where do we go from here? Well, we're kind of pretty much still in this tight range, right? If you go to the daily, we do have possible bottoming here, right? Just to see if they do want to kind of keep us, underneath this this overall, that June 5th candle. So if we do want to stay underneath, we're gonna have to lose 731, right? This is why I said, like, even swinging, there's nothing to really swing because we're not getting up here. Was a lot better, right? Because we had the breakdown, the retest, and we figured we'd at least come down to 738, and we ended up coming all the way down to 733, 731, or something like that. So it's not really anything directional still, right? Because remember, directional would be more so of a breakout, retest, continuation, or a breakdown, retest, continuation. This is more like breakout, retest, failure, breakdown, retest, failure, breakout, retest, failure, back down, right? So this is all we're basically doing. We did make a higher high, but we also made a lower low, right? And then we made a lower high. So is this going to be a higher low, right? Are they going to just range us until we get tight enough to the point where, we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out, which would end up being, closer towards that end of the month, which is next week. So if that's what it takes, then like I said, if we're not breaking down below 731, retest, go lower 725. If we're not getting that kind of price action, then we still probably got some more choppy days ahead. Remember, like I said, if you go back and look at time, this was some chop. This was annoying too. I remember it was annoying. But after a while, you kind of got used to it, right? You knew to go short at the 690s, and you knew pretty much to go long around 685. So it was still a pretty good range. Like even down here, all right, you go up. Because you know how I feel. I don't really like playing puts that much in bull markets. Go up. And then eventually, it went up, and then it didn't work no more. But I mean, out of all the times it did work, you want to stick with the trend, because like I said, if the trend is up, then stick with it, until it shows you otherwise. This was otherwise, right? We didn't hold that 748. We failed yesterday, and this was the perfect entry yesterday. We got those puts, right? Those things went 800%. Big shout out to that boy Banks. And yeah, man, that was pretty much it. So yeah, if we don't reclaim 735 to 740, there's really nothing to talk about, honestly. And even if you turn off the extended hours, we still have multiple gaps above us, look, all right? So we filled this gap, and then we still left this gap from yesterday. So we have this gap above us, we have, do we have another gap? Let me see. No, that one got filled. Oh, we got this gap below us right here, but we had every opportunity to come fill this one, and it was irritating that we didn't come fill it, right? So we still have a gap below, above, a gap below, but you know, like I said, this is gonna go sideways. Look at this. The day didn't do anything. Literally didn't do anything. Didn't do anything all day, right? No direction. So I understand why it's frustrating, and you're like, oh, I can't figure this out. It's cool. It's okay, right? And then even the scalps, they're pretty fast, you know. So this takes time to even learn how to figure out all this, right? So don't beat yourself up, right? It is what it is. It was a nice little play though. I ain't gonna lie. A nice little breakdown, retest, and then boom. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Check other tickers real quick. NVDA, nope, sub 200. Remember, we don't want to see that lose 200, or else it has a nice little ways to go. So everything really has to recover pretty soon, right? Mags need a bounce. Here it is, Magnificent 7. Yeah, mags not looking good on this weekly. It's just the overall mag 7, right? You got a nice little neckline down here. But if it gets below, you know, all the mags might start coming down. You know, everything might start coming down. But you know, semiconductors are still doing pretty good. So, you know, that's one thing that's holding us up. SMH, nice little bearish engulfing. But like I'm saying, like when you see stuff like this, right, you have 84 days of straight up 90%. Like, you know, it may seem like, oh man, we're just going down, everything's just down. It may seem like that, but you gotta zoom out. You gotta remember the big picture, right? Don't scare yourself. Don't freak out. Look, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it still not really time to panic just yet? First off, we gotta wait to see how this week closes. If the week still doesn't manage to close lower, like if the week still manages to close back above the 738, 740, we're gonna have to wait yet another week, you know what I'm saying, or another few days to see what's going on. Because again, we're just not doing anything. All right, we're not doing anything. We're still inside this the May 11th week candle. Right, we're still inside that candle, and we're still inside this daily candle. We finally broke out of that one, so I guess we can get rid of this now. Or not get rid of it, we'll just hide it. We don't really need it. But yeah, I mean, we got gaps, but other than that, just sitting right here. So we swept the top, swept the lows, swept the top again. Will we sweep the lows again, or are they gonna just finally, you know, give us a break? And whichever way it goes, breakdown, retest. If it does want to start a bear trend, so be it. But if we do want to reclaim, push higher, so be that too. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. We're getting a little slight gap up in after hours. It's so funny because as soon as the market closes, we start moving. Like, we can't never get no normal candles, and as soon as the market closes, everything starts to finally go. So yeah, game plan for tomorrow, right? Let's mark off previous day's close. Let's mark off previous day's highs, and let's mark previous day's low. All right? So these are gonna be your ranges for tomorrow. All right? Let's go ahead and mark these. All right, you got your previous day low, your really important one, your previous day's close, and then, you know, previous day's high. Honestly, you could use previous day's high, or you could use that pre-market high, right? Because we did get some good action up there. So again, like I said, you can see it with your own eyes. We're inside a range, yes. So yeah, we're gonna have to just do a lot of waiting, man, because like I said, they can chop you even in here. This is a good enough range to where if we do get bullish momentum, you can trade this, right? Above that 735, you can, you know, if the price action is good, right? If it's not, like I said, we'll have to wait and see. But if you do break 735, you know, aim for that 738, you know, 737s again. If you break that, go ahead and aim for that previous day's high. And maybe, you know, maybe just maybe they want to come in here and see what they got going on with this gap, right? Ooh, that was terrible. So isn't really no way to tell, right? There's really no way to see as of now. But that's your upside game plan. Remember, anything still under 738 isn't the best, right? Remember, look, when in doubt, zoom out, look left. Above it, you know, we can get back up 742. Below it, didn't look good, right? Below it, didn't look good. Below it here, didn't look good. Rejection, right? Rejection. And then especially, you know, up at this level, if we keep rejecting, you see how it keeps getting smacked, Look further left, right? The first time we came, got smacked. The second time, Tried to break above, failure, got smacked again. All right. So above this 738, it's gonna be our new pivot main key level. If we can hold, right, start to push above 740, 742. I mean, push above 740. We can aim for 742. But like I said, below, I don't want to just be max long or max short or anything, because we're still not, like I said, we're not above key levels. We're not below any really key levels just yet. Now that 731, which is what I thought we would lose today, right? When I woke up like way before market open, I'm like, oh, this is up. Like, this thing's going down. But it had its chance, right? It swept the lows, went to the high. So, maybe it's gonna pull another one of these, right? Well, remember, we just can't go lower, can't go lower. Magic news happens, right? So if we can't go lower, can't go lower, can't go lower. If tomorrow we start to gap up, remember, there's shorts. These are actual positions. If people are positioned and their stops keep getting hit, they're gonna have to buy out of their position, and PCE might magically take us right back to 750, right? So we'll definitely see how this all plays out. But don't freak out, don't panic. I know it sucks. Price action is garbage on SPY, but I mean, there's other tickers to play and other tickers to look at. But y'all gotta give me some tickers in the comments. Y'all always forget. When I'm live, y'all have a million tickers. Like, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? But as soon as I drop this, I'm like, let me tell me all the tickers. Y'all would DM me the tickers. Just put them in the comments. It's easier to see. I can't go through all them texts and comments. Texts and DMs. But yeah, man, y'all know where to find me. Y'all know where to find your boy. All right, Discord, everything. OKBet97, my username. And hit me if you need anything. And we don't got no basketball, bro. I don't really know what to do. It's so weird. Like, usually I'm like, all right, boom, we gotta hit a little parlay. Now we don't even got time. We don't got no parlays. This is crazy. But we'll see. We got the World Cup and stuff, but I don't know much about soccer, so I'm just betting on who they tell me to bet on. Put a little poly market. But now I'm just messing with y'all. But yeah, so 735 is a good key. 735 to really 731. My fault. 731 to 738 inside range. So if we stay in it, so be it. Hopefully we break it, but no way to truly tell until time goes on. But keep it easy, keep God first. It's all gonna be as simple or as hard as you make it. Remember, it's either simple, or if you complicate it, don't be complicated. So we'll see how everything pans out. You know me though, man. I'm still a little bull biased. I can't help it, man. I can't help it. I feel like at any moment we're all just gonna go back to all-time highs. But even if I feel that way, doesn't sway my decisions as far as like, swinging. Clearly yesterday, right? I said, hey, had to take them, probably go lower, right? It ended up happening, and then we did get a nice breakdown retest, but we never went lower, right? We never cracked that low. So that's why I say, it might be tricking people just to go back up. I don't know, right? Could be the low, could be a high, and then they could be setting maybe a little softer low here, a little short-term downtrend, just to be like, psych, So we'll see. We'll see. We don't know. I bought my new teeth. Got the diamonds in the teeth. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of all the, full mouthful of diamonds. That gets old pretty fast. But I'm just rambling at this point. I'll see y'all, man. Y'all be easy. Have fun.